God, I can't do that. Oh my gosh. I'm going to lose my following. I'm going to lose my money. And I've seen people, they've had dramatic transformations, family, dramatic transformations. And what happens? Because they don't wait it out. They lose the money. They lose the endorsements. They lose those things. They return right back to what they were doing before. And it's a deeper cost to your soul. You have to wait it out. Family, I've had to wait months. When we say months, I've had to wait half a year or more to get back to a place, or somewhat back to a place. God has to test us and show us that money can't be our master. It's not a good master. Money is not a good boss. Mammon is not a good boss. Money in and of itself is neutral. It doesn't have a personality. It takes on the personality of who's holding the dollar. And a lot of us allow the money to determine who we are, who we become, what we do. I promise you, and I'm saying this from experience, when you decide to follow God and go with purpose, money shows up. I've had moments where money just shows up in the mail. Money just shows up. Why? Because yes, I've said no to things. I've taken risk. I've said no to finances. Why? Because I trust God. And I know that no dollar is worth making if I'm out of alignment with him. If I'm making $1, but I'm out of alignment, it's not worth it to me. It's not worth it to me. It's not worth it to me to be out of alignment and making money. For what? What's the purpose? Money comes, money goes. Money is not a good master. Oh, well, they about to pay me this. Do you understand, family? During this time, I've been offered a lot of money to do a lot of things. All of those things had the price tag of my soul. I remember I had one thing I can think of now. I can think of now. There's 2 offers that I could think of right now that would have changed me and my daughter's life forever. But it was the price tag of my soul.
Yeah, obviously, a piece of paper.
Exactly. It's just a piece of paper.
That has a sign on it and somebody that you don't know.
Exactly. Very true. Words from a prophet, Soraya. I'm teaching my daughter it's just a piece of paper. I don't own her. It's not a good master. I'm teaching her that now. Yes, mommy has said no to a lot of money. Why? Because it wasn't worth my soul. Yeah, I work very hard. I work a lot. But I would rather show her that doing something that I know God has called me to do. Yeah, it's harder. Okay. I do all the things for my YouTube channel, all the things that I do for my channels. The other job I have. My daughter knows I'm always working. But it's nothing that if she was to go on my YouTube right now, I'm not mad that she saw it. If she was to go on my Instagram right now, I would be happy that she's seen it. It's nothing I'm not afraid of. I want to be a good role model to her. Yes, I could have made money other ways. I wouldn't have to go on lives once or twice a week. I wouldn't have to. I've had multiple offers. Even with the 2, outside of those 2, I've had multiple offers. I don't have to do this. I do this because I feel called to do it. Money is not a good master. God is. God is a good master. And that's why I've made the sacrifices. That's why I've said no. Sometimes, y'all, our loyalty, Our loyalty is tested by what we're willing to say no to. Some people tell me, oh, I'm following God, but you ain't got no other option. When you have options, what do? I have options to not be abstinent. Let's keep it real. I have options. I don't have to be abstinent. I have options. I don't have to be single. I have options. I don't have to be working as much as I do. I don't have to work at all if I didn't want to. Like, I have options. I could have gone different ways, different directions. I have options. Your loyalty to God is tested when you have options. Your loyalty to anything is tested when you have options. There's people that are like, oh, you know what? I lost my job, and so now I'm following God. No, you don't have another option. When the option is presented and God is calling you to stay without a job and trust him for provision, will you do it? Or will you accept anything just to say you're working? Because you find your identity in being productive versus your identity in him. Your loyalty is tested in options, baby. It's not tested when we ain't got no options. Like, you done got let go, and now you're like, okay, well, I'm following the Lord. Oh, now I'm single. I'm following the Lord. No. When you have an option, what do? When you have when the enemy presents an option, God allows the option to be presented to either test you or tempt you. You have two options. You can either fail the test and take the temptation, or pass a test and deny the temptation. The enemy will up the ante on you. He will give you some real options. When I say real options, I mean real options. In the world's eyes, in fact, I've told people, I've been around people, my friends know, like, no, I can't do it. Can't do it. Can't. You're not going? No, I can't. Can't do it. You're tested when you have options. Somebody says, Shan said here, many in church would choose another option if one presented itself. That's true. That's real. That's real. You right, Shan. 100%. When you start understanding, like, our life is like a big video game, honestly. There's deeper things at work. We're in one dimension. We don't know all the dimensions that are. We will never know until we're no longer in this flesh. There are so many things at work. There's so many forces at work, and you have to know nothing is a coincidence. Everything is a test or a temptation. That's why now, like, when I'm running behind home from work, like I'm having all these delays, I know I'm being tested or tempted. I know it's this big video game and I've got to pass it. That's what you've got to think about life, family. It's a big video game. And the way that you elevate levels in the spiritual realm, like, I was watching this guy and he's like, this guy wasn't even on my spiritual level. I'm like, wow, okay. Nowadays, men out here competing on spiritual levels. And I'm like, I like that. Because he understands he has more authority. There's certain, I'm going to be honest with you, when you get into darker forces and demonic forces, there's certain levels of spirituality you got to get to cast out certain demonic activity, to be a real threat to certain kingdoms. You raise levels in the spirit. You do. And so there's people that understand that, and they're raising levels in the spirit. There's a guy, his name is something, is it Jeff Kim, Alex Kim, something? He has a channel called Spiritual Intelligence for Dummies. And he is talking about how to get smarter in the spirit. Like, him and his boys, they have this podcast. And he's this young man, and he is putting men on game about how to get spiritually intelligent. He is like letting you know, he is getting you to raise levels like this. Spiritual Intelligence for Dummies, look it up. Spiritual Intelligence for Dummies. He is literally putting you on game about the kingdom, how to move up levels, what this looks like, principalities, how to change, how to overthrow principalities. I mean, it's deep. A lot of y'all just think it's like this. Oh, I see the tree. That's all that's happening. I'm gonna end with this story, y'all, because I'm talking a lot.
And remember, paper is just paper. It's just a piece of paper you don't even know.
Yes, baby.
It
Yeah.
might be somewhere you don't even know, and somebody just trying to trick you, or whoever made it is the author, but they don't know how they drew it and who made it.
Right. Well, that's true.
And it might be somebody trying to steal your money.
Uh-huh.
It's like a fake dollar.
Uh-huh.
And they switched it with another one.
Counterfeit.
I think that, like
Uh-huh.
a piece of paper.
Yeah, that's right.
They erase the other side and they make it look like it's a piece of money, but it's just a piece of paper.
That's right, baby girl. That is right.
Like,
Okay.
you put it in a ring, you literally lose the ring. It's literally the ring.
Yeah, well, you're right about that.
It can literally break.
Yeah, she is smart, isn't she? Very intelligent. Very smart mom.
There's nothing you can see, but when you put it in the water, it's literally gonna melt.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Here we go. Now, when I had a story and I completely lost it. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, y'all. Let's not just be every once in a while. Let's become family, okay? Friends that are family. Okay, join my family today.